Welcome back guys to another PC video. Today I have a Ryzen 5 1500X Gtx 1060 build, but I'm not going to be showing you guys me building it just because I have used some of these parts or most of these parts in prior videos. We're going to be benchmarking a little bit older games, newer intensive games, and esports games. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and leave a like. First game we have here is ZSUS at low FSR balance settings, and we are using Optimax performance mod injected using Vortex mod manager. I injected this mod because the game was running a lot rougher without it. It was running about under 30ish FPS at times. With the mod we were getting about 30 plus and even 40 plus FPS. Now the mod does help with upscaling quality and removing some of the effects in the game. Either way, this game runs rough, a lot of stuttering, and the image quality is still noisy. As for our GPU, we were using 99% utilization most of the time. Temp and power were good there, and our VRAM almost maxing out. For the 1500X, the usage was fluctuating from the 50s to 90s, and our temp power for there was good. As for system RAM, you're going to be good with 16 gigs of RAM if you choose to make some type of system like this. On Battlefield 6, we did low FSR balance settings, and we got anywhere from 30 to 60 FPS. When fighting, it would dip down to 30 FPS, as well as after dying and hitting the menu, you would also dip down to those 27 to 30 FPS marks. For our image quality, it did not look as bad as I would have thought, but you are using FSR balance, so it is a little bit shimmery and blurry at times. As for our GPU, it was not getting maxed out. Temp and power were good there, and our VRAM, we're using almost 5 gigs of VRAM. Our Ryzen 5 1500X was getting pushed at times and even hitting 100% utilization. The temp was good, power was good there, and for 16 gigabytes of RAM in the system, it is pretty good for the game. For the third game, we have Minecraft Bedrock Edition, fancy graphics, and I believe everything visual wise was turned on. Now right away I did a flyover and I was getting over 150 FPS, which was not bad at all. There were minor hitches at times, nothing too noticeable. For the stats for both GPU and CPU, it was pretty good, nothing really to complain about. We're not really maxing out anything. I did do a TNT test just for fun, and we got about 60 for our lowest FPS. For Ark Survival Ascended, we did 1080p ultra performance FSR settings at the lowest graphics quality. So yeah, I did not have any faith. This is one of the most unoptimized games I've seen people benchmark, so I did not have faith in this. You can't even reach a stable 60 FPS without stuttering and with the game being potato graphics. For our 1060, everything looked pretty well. Our VRAM was maxing out almost though. And for a Ryzen 5 1500X, I think this is another reason we are getting held back at getting 60 FPS. It is at 100% utilization, meaning it is bottlenecking. Our temp and power is good, and RAM, you're going to be set with 16 gigs of RAM as well. So yeah, this game runs very poorly. On GTA 5, we ran this at high settings, TAA sharpness all the way up at 1080p. And we got anywhere from 70 to 100 FPS. This game is going to be very optimized, especially for those older systems. As for the stats for CPU, GPU, they look pretty normal. Sometimes the 1500X was hitting 100% utilization, but other than that, I mean, I felt no stutters. Game felt pretty good to me, so yeah. I did run into problems when doing a heist. I actually got stuttering and lower FPS numbers, hitting 30 to 40ish FPS, a little bit above that too. But yeah, you might have to tweak with the settings to get better performance in these types of scenarios. One of my favorite Resident Evils is RE7 BIOHAZARD. We did this at 1080p max settings, TAA on. And yeah, we got over 90 plus FPS here in the beginning area. As for the house area, we got over 100 FPS, hitting like the 140s, 50s at times. So yeah, this was a good experience, very optimized. Didn't feel too many stutters. For our GTX 1060 stats, it was 100% utilization, which is good. Temp and power is good. Our power did reach over 100 for the first time that we benchmarked a game. So yeah, VRAM as well is good. Our 1500X running well there as well. Our RAM 16 gigs is more than enough for this. So yeah, pretty good experience. To a not so good experience, we have Arc Raiders low TAAU settings, and this thing ran horrible. It could not gain a 60 FPS mark at all. Lots of stuttering, lots of delay, and mostly I think it's because of our CPU. For the most part, it was at 100% utilization, and yeah, it's bottlenecking, so not a good experience. You need a better CPU for this. And as far as stats for the GPU, look pretty normal, and the other stats besides usage for the CPU look pretty well also. So yeah, RAM for the system, pushing it a little bit at 12 gigs, but you're still going to be fine. I did also try FSR performance and balance, did not make a difference. You still got those stutters, you still couldn't get 60 FPS, and the image looked even on par with Ark Survival Ascended. Cyberpunk 2077 at 1080p FSR 3.0 balance enabled with medium to high settings on gave us a decent experience, not the best, but you ranged anywhere from 30 to 60 FPS. In those more intensive areas driving around, you're gonna hit 30 to 40ish FPS. In those less intensive areas, you are gonna be in the 50s. Now when walking around in these intensive areas, you can hit 60 plus FPS, but they are hitches and it does not feel smooth because our 1% lows can be low at times. Stats for our 1060 were looking good. Our 1500X at times hitting 100% utilization. Probably the reason why we have a lot of stuttering. Obviously 4-core 8 threads is not good in 2026, but yeah, temp, power, RAM for the system, all good. Playing experience, it's an okay experience. I would probably cap this at 30 FPS. Our first esports title is FORTNITE 1080p on performance mode, unlimited FPS with far view distance and high textures. Everything else is low. Now we got a good result out of this. This is actually our second game that we tried. Our first game was really stuttery, which is pretty normal for Fortnite. But yeah, we were getting over 100 FPS on this game, and the graphics still look pretty well in my opinion. Our GTX 1060 wasn't at full load at all. Temp and power and VRAM was good. We're using about 2 gigs of VRAM, which is really great. As far as our 1500X, not necessarily hitting 100%, staying in that like 80 to 90ish range, even lower than that at times, but temp, power good for that. Our RAM was pushing it at 14 gigabytes for system RAM. But yeah, pretty good experience in my opinion. There were some hitches here and there, but nothing too major. So yeah. Last but not least, the smoothest game we had so far in this video, and it is CSGO 2 at low 1080p settings. With these settings, we got anywhere over 140 FPS and maintaining over 100 FPS most of the time. I did see stutters and dips when opening the shop menu, but other than that, the game ran pretty smooth in my opinion. For our GPU, running pretty good, only using 4.6 gigs of VRAM, 1500X as well. Don't really have anything to say about that. And our RAM, you will be good with 16 gigs of RAM on this game. Overall though, this is a good playing experience. Time to answer the question, is this 1500X GTX 1060 combo still good in 2026? In my opinion, for the most part, no, it is not worth it. The 1500X is a first gen Ryzen, very outdated with 4 cores, 8 threads. Comparing it to something like a Ryzen 5 5600 or 7600, yeah, it just can't compete, has less cores, and obviously the power is just not there to keep up with, especially those UE5 games. Our GTX 1060 can still work for esports titles, but the thing that it lacks is VRAM, which you are going to need nowadays with these very intensive games. Your best bet with the system is going to be esports games, and even at that, if you get these parts at the right price. Other than that, it won't be worth it. You're better off just getting a better processor and definitely a better GPU. So yeah, just to keep it simple guys, hope you guys enjoy, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.